Hi everyone, I'm Roger. This is the third episode, and the title of this episode is actually how to change my emotion. Okay, I believe most of us, we want to change our emotion in a better way, in a positive way. That means if a certain thing happens to me, how I can stay positive, how I can stay calm, or even communicating with a certain people, with your clients, with your teams. How to sound positive, how to sound energetic. Why some of us we like talking to some of the leaders. Why? They have certain traits, because they can control their emotions. Sometimes they can even control the emotions of the listener, of the team. So how we can do that? A couple of tips. Number one is to choose your language. Choose the vocabulary. The vocab. It is not the language, it is the vocab. And this is universal. Okay, no matter which or what culture you're in, or which country you're in, which kind of language you're using, basically the principle works. It is the same. For example, whatever words or vocabulary that we're going to use, we use a positive words. For example, in Chinese, sometimes we're going to say, people ask, how's the food? How's my performance? People will say, not bad, not bad. Why? Because in NLP, if you study NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, a lot of times we know that our mind, we cannot process negative words first. We need to process the object of the subject matter behind it, and then after that, we're going to review it back. And then we say no. For example, okay, if you see a certain child, okay, a small kid running, so what will the parents do? Sometimes, to keep them from running, the parents will say, stop running. See, stop running, okay, means in a person's head, I need to process what is running, and then I'll need to think back the meaning of stop. Let's do a test. For example, right now, I do not want you to imagine, I repeat, I do not want you to imagine I'm wearing a pink shirt. Okay? Don't think, do not imagine I'm wearing a pink shirt or a red shirt. See? Do not imagine I'm wearing a pink shirt. See? Your mind will immediately comes up with a picture of me, Roger, wearing a pink shirt. And then you process the words do not imagine. But sorry, it's already too late, because the pink shirt have already pinned into your mind. So what we're going to do is, you need to give a straightforward instructions. For example, for the NYPD or the police force around the world in the United States, they did a survey. Why some of the police forces, or some of the police, when they encounter a certain robbery case, okay, it's a robbery case, running, chasing the robber, and suddenly the robber turn around and hold on to the gun and say, wanted to shoot. So what does the police say? The police says, don't shoot! Pong! See? Because we are subconsciously giving the listeners or the other persons a message which he or she will not process the way how you want it to be. Don't shoot. I shoot first. Pong! After that, my mind says, don't. So communicating within yourself, with the people that you love around you, or maybe the team, you need to watch out, because this is so deep in our subconscious, especially in the Chinese or the Asians community. A lot of times we want to be humble. We say the word not bad. We say the word don't be so naughty, right? Sometimes we'll say don't be so lazy. See, the person's mind cannot process don't be. It needs to process laziness first. Lazy. Okay, for example, I'll tell you, I'm not lying. See, I'm not lying. A lot of politicians, some of leaders, when they encounter some challenges, they say, I'm not lying. So, for the listener's part, in their mind, you are lying. And then right now you're telling me you are not. So when you see people crying, do not go forward and say, don't cry. Why? Because the person will hear the word cry and she will start crying. And then you keep on saying, don't cry, don't cry. You see? So communicating is an art. Communication is an art. Okay, first of all, to control your emotion, you need to start with the choice of your vocabulary. The words. Every single word needs to be positive. Okay, not all, but then do your best. For example, sometimes you might change it. So in a meeting with a team, you will say, team, right now we encounter a very big problem. So if a well-trained leader, he'll choose a different word. He will say, so team, right now we have encountered a very interesting challenge. You see, when I change the word into interesting challenge, the whole emotion changes, right? Okay, so for you, for me, for everyone, teach the people around you in your team, use positive words, because it is the first thing they're going to control our emotion. Okay, the first one. Second, it is physiology. Your physical appearance, how you do your action, every action you do, it represents a certain emotion. So right now people are going to say, for example, one of your friends here is depressed. Okay, can you tell me in your mind, how does a depressed person sit? Okay, well, what will the person do? Does the person sit straight up, or the person sitting down or leaning 45 degrees? What about the pace of the breath? The person breathes slowly and steady, or instead will breathe in a very fast pace, fast or slow, you see? So sometimes I will do a counter reaction. I will challenge like people to tell me, say, Roger, right now I'm very depressed. My reaction is, because most of the people will say, oh, so pity, yeah, you're so depressed. So all of a sudden, everyone became depressed. If you tell me, some of my clients actually did come to me and say, Roger, I'm so depressed. My first reaction is, wow, oh my God, are you serious? You're depressed? You know, I've been trying to be depressed for so long. For many years, I cannot experience what is depression. Can you teach me how? Right? This will actually trip the person's mind. I'm telling you, I'm very depressed. So in normal case, what we'll do, the person in front will say, how pity, oh, you are in depressed mode, feel so sorry about you. You see, all this message will actually draw the person into deeper depression. You are not helping at all. Even to help, change it, change the state, change the physiology. I asked the person, okay, how do you feel, or how will you sit at home? What do? You sit on the couch, you lie down. What kind of music do you listen to? So after all the person sharing, I know exactly how I can be depressed. I said, oh, thank you. For the first time in my life, I felt depressed. And the person goes shocked. I'm here, I'm telling you that I'm depressed, and you're learning from me how to be depressed. I said, exactly. Because if you know the exact formula to be depressed, by reversing every single action and every single thing you do right now, you actually reverse the process, and then you will jump out of depression. Make sense? Right? First, you must know what is depression. After that, you change all the physiology, your action, how you sit, your eyes, all the focus. You change. Suddenly, the person's emotion will change. Right? Looking up 45 degrees, smiling, it will bring you into a funny state. You can't ever go into a negative state. So, two parts to summarize today's video, or this episode of video. Number one, if you want to change your emotion, one, it's the selection of vocabulary, the selection of words. Use positive words. Instead of using problems, use challenge. Instead of using it's very hard, change the word interesting, right? Change the vocabulary. Okay, instead of saying do not do something, use a affirmative, positive words. Do not be so lazy. change the word. I want you to be more hardworking. I want you to be more diligent. I want you to be more focused. I want you to be more energetic, more powerful. Okay? Change your words. Remember, in terms of communication, negative does not come into positive. Negative comes to the feeling of negative. Unlike doing mathematical problems. So negative will give you a negative states in communication. Okay, the second part, it is the physiology, the physical. How do you do? How do you sit? Okay, how does your head? How do you position your head? 45 degrees up, downward, straight. Your shoulders, your chest, everything will give you a sense of emotion, a state, right? Hopefully you can change your state into a positive, more empowering state. I'll see you in my next episode. See ya. Bye-bye.